Welcome to Mrs. Pete's Thrifty Living. I'm so happy you're here today. Today is hashtag Tea Tuesday. This is hosted by our friend Patty at Life with Patty. You can go over and check and see what she posts and what everyone else in this awesome collaboration posts. You can post on this collaboration. You can post whatever you choose, and you show what you drink. I put mine in a different cup today. One of them I got at a thrift store, and I have my coffee and collagen. That's my usual morning drink. Once in a while I veer away from it. Yesterday I had a soda, diet soda with a little bit of wild cherry in it. If you haven't tried it, try it. I thought we would do another of the presidents. You know, I'm getting closer to the end of these. This is during my lifetime, and I remember this president, and I know all of you will remember him too. Here he is, John F. Kennedy. There were some guys out at my gate, and I thought maybe they're going to come and talk to me about trimming my trees. I thought maybe they came early. It's supposed to be tomorrow when they come. These were the water guys. They're going to change to new water pipes. And I said, oh, does that mean we have better water or a higher price? And they said, probably, maybe not tasting better, but more flow. I've never had a complaint about that, but maybe it is for some people. John F. Kennedy is one of the most talked about and remembered presidents. He was the youngest U.S. president elected, with lots of energy and a glamorous wife and adorable children. And we'll probably all agree with that one. And he was president for only 1,000 days. Kennedy encouraged Americans to find ways to help each other, saying, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Boy, that is great. He began the Peace Corps, an organization that sends Americans to developing nations around the world. He spoke out for civil rights. The United States and the Soviet Union, who didn't trust each other, had a space race. During Kennedy's presidency, who could get men into space first? Sadly, Kennedy was assassinated during a motorcade in Dallas, Texas. He was the 35th president, born May 29, 1917 in Massachusetts, and he served from 1961 to 1963. His vice president was Lyndon Johnson. I remember I was in Idaho. We lived there at the time we heard of his death. I think probably a lot of you can remember exactly where you were when you heard of that. Did you know Kennedy donated all the money he made as president to charity? I did not know that. Did you? This is a picture of Martin Luther King. It says, while Kennedy was president, Martin Luther King made his famous statement, I have a dream, speech about the civil rights. Now we're on to the fans Laura gave me, and these glasses are going to need to go on for this one. This writing is just a little bit smaller than these others. Few presidents compare in life and none in death with the roguish, fun-loving, but always cool-headed and clear-minded John F. Kennedy. At 43, he was the youngest man as well as the first Roman Catholic ever elected to office. He invigorated the American people as no political leader since FDR had. Ask not what your country can do for you. Boston accent. Ask what you can do for your country. These and the other lofty words of his inaugural address had true renaissance. Set forth the broad proposal of the new frontier upon which he would bring to bear the audacity of his mind and personality civil rights legislation, tax reform, aid to the needy, and acceleration in the space program. Choate and Harvard School days, naval service in World War II. He won the Democratic nomination for president on the first ballot with his 5 o'clock shadowed opponent, Vice President Richard Nixon. On November 22nd, 1963, in Dallas, as he rode in an open car beside his beautiful wife and smiled for all his might at well-wishers, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was pitilessly cut down, the first president to be killed in office since McKinley. 5 years later, blood would call blood, and his brother Robert was the Attorney General in his 1,000-day administration would be gunned down also. The Warren Commission convened to investigate the president's assassination and concluded that it was the act of a lone man, Lee Harvey Oswald. Many have insisted that it was a massive conspiracy, a theory that for all the practical purposes continues to strain credibility. Okay, and as you all know, this is John F. Kennedy's wife, Jackie. It was Jacqueline Lee Bouvier Kennedy Onassis. She served as the First Lady. She was born in July 28, 1929, in Southampton, New York. She was French and Irish. Her mother was Janet Norton Bouvier and John Vernou, Vernou, Bouvier III. Her husbands were John Fitzgerald Kennedy and then Aristotle Socrates Onassis. She had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. She was 31 at the age of inauguration. That's pretty young. Jacqueline Bouvier spent part of her childhood in a large apartment in New York City and the rest of the time at the estate on Long Island. With her parents' divorce and her mother's remarriage, young Jackie enjoyed another elegant apartment in Washington and another summer estate in Rhode Island. Jackie attended Vassar, studied in Paris for a year, and then attended George Washington University. After graduating, she got a job writing a daily column in Washington newspaper. One of her interviews was with Senator John F. Kennedy. Jackie and John had attended President Eisenhower's inauguration together. Later in 1953, 1,700 guests attended Kennedy's gala wedding reception. Jackie wanted to be a good senator's wife, and she helped her husband when she could, but Washington political society held little interest for her. She preferred the company of artists and writers. When her husband ran for president, Jackie was surprised to discover that she enjoyed campaigning. Stylish and pretty, aristocratic and clever, mother of a toddler and pregnant again, Jackie was a big success to the voters. The country fell in love with the young, active first family that moved into the White House in 1961. Jackie stated that she intended to be the wife and mother, but she was soon announcing big changes to the White House. She wanted to restore the rooms with furnishings from the era of the past presidents and make the White House a showcase for American art and history. Jackie enlisted the help of artists, museum curators, and historians. When her project was completed, she prepared a guidebook and conducted a television tour through the White House. Jacqueline Kennedy intrigued the nation. She was aloof and unapproachable as she was charming and chic. And she had the glamour of a Hollywood actress. The president was proud of his wife, but he wasn't always pleased with her interests. She usually refused to attend meetings and social events, insisting on privacy, saying that her children needed her and her attention. Jackie was making a rare public appearance when she accompanied her husband to Dallas in 1963. She was at his side when he was assassinated, and still wearing the blood-stained suit, witnessed the swearing in of Lyndon Johnson. Jackie made the arrangements for John Kennedy's funeral. Millions of television viewers witnessed the solemn events and Jackie's strong and dignified presence. Jackie remained among the best loved women in the world long after leaving the White House. She still guards her privacy fiercely, a job that becomes increasingly difficult. She married Greek shipping tycoon Aristotle Onassis in 1969, and after he died, Jackie returned to New York. She lives and works in New York as an editor for a major publishing company. She died in 1963. I read the whole thing to you. I hope that wasn't too much reading. I thought it was very interesting. You know, we have a lot of these wonderful presidents, a lot of good and a lot of bad. And we keep praying that God gives us the right one in this election. You know, it's coming up. So all of you just remember to keep praying that God gives you the wisdom to vote the way he would have you to. Look at everything they stand for and go from there. And that's the best I can, but we must vote. I want to thank you so much, Laura, for giving me the fan, and Carol, Crinkle Path. Go over and watch her. She is awesome. You get to see her once in a while. You get to hear her more and her beautiful laugh. And she tells a lot of wonderful stories and has a lot going on in her wonderful life and a lot of crafts. So check her out. I'll have her link in there also. Let me have a drink. Tea Tuesday. I do want to tell you one thing. Sometimes when I go to thrift stores and yard sales and I do all the videos, I don't want to wait for another week or so before I can post them sometimes. I asked Lois at Life with Lois. Life with Lois has Friday hauls, and Kimmy's Kitchen and More. Kimmy has New to Me, and she shows, we can show things new to me, and that's usually on Thursday, but you might see it any other day of the week, and I will just tag it that way and let everybody know that's what I'm doing, where I can not fall behind and so far behind sometimes. On the day it was meant to be, and it might be on another day, but I hope you'll enjoy it whenever you see it. So if you will, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget, Jesus loves you today. He loves you every day of your life. Tomorrow I will have budget meals under $5, and I'm not sure what I'm going to show. I've had so many great meals lately, but we'll be back tomorrow to show you that. Go back and check my playlist, and I did a live on Sunday. I tried to get it upright where you could see me this way, and I ended up this way for 17 minutes, you guys. But shut your eyes if you like the old gospel songs and listen to it, and then later you can see me upright if you want. It was for about 30 minutes, and it's a lot of gospel songs that were in my songbook we sung at church. I'll see you tomorrow.